Everyone, it's Kristen with the Williams team. I'm actually traveling with some family this week, and so taking this video from our Airbnb in New Mexico. That said, I wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on in the Austin market. We've kind of seen that shift, and that shift has been happening over the last couple of weeks, and today is the first day that I'm really seeing data that reflects that shift that happened a couple of weeks ago. So we've been trending in any home that has gone under contract in 7 days or less, which is a likely got a multiple offer, multiple bids. We've seen that those bids are selling for about 8 to 9% above asking price. And this is the first week where we've seen the data reflect that the above asking price offers are more in line with 6 to 7% above asking price. So that's about a 2% shift in what a buyer is paying when they're competing for a house. So that is pretty significant, that to make that shift that quickly. And my prediction is that in the next couple of weeks, we'll continue to see that trend decline. So the above asking price offers, when a home goes under contract quickly, it's probably not going to be quite as competitive. So those sellers who want that like 100 over asking price offer, it might not happen. Not saying that it won't, but I just think that the days of that happening are now dwindling, which is a good thing. We really need our market to balance. We cannot sustain week over week over week of $100,000 over asking price bids for a very long time. So I think that's actually a good thing. We saw about 488 price reductions in the last 7 days, which the last week it was about 400 price reductions, which is a lot higher than even the weeks prior. So we're seeing a lot of price corrections. We're not necessarily seeing like a market decline. I do not want to put any fear out there that there's anything going that's wrong with our market, but we've seen interest rates rise significantly, and that has really changed a buyer's affordability. So what a buyer can actually pay for a home is significantly shifted. And then, there's a stock market has not done well. And so there's just a lot of uncertainty out there in the marketplace right now. So that is impacting our market. Austin typically weathers any sort of decline or any sort of leveling off really, really well, but that is what's happening in our market. So, what I take from that is, if you look at comparables, I'm always, as a listing agent, because our team sells a lot of listings. We look at, instead of just looking at sold data to help us determine the price of our home, we now just look at our active competition and say, okay, let's look at our competitive set. Who are we competing against? What are the houses out there? And then how do we price competitively for our active competition, because that's really what we have to be in line with. Because in many cases now I'm running comparables, and what we would list for and what we would expect to sell for is a lot higher, but we may not sell it for that price. And so we have to be realistic about what's our active competition look like now. So that's kind of one of the strategy shifts we have made as we start to price houses. So we listed a beautiful house today in 78704. We were really mindful of that, and the sellers and I are, have a good relationship, and talking about like the different strategies, but the home is beautiful, and I'm pretty sure we'll sell it because we're really good at pricing it strategically, and then the home looks beautiful and it's got a beautiful pool. So anyhow, feel free to reach out if you have any questions about the real estate market strategies and whatnot, and I'm always here to be supportive and help and just collaborate if you have any questions. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday, and we'll see you next Friday.